Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, August 13th, 2019. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And we acknowledge that the souls don't listen to that, but if we don't say that, then we aren't doing our part.
That's true.
There are a number of guardian angels gathered here today, and they seem to be personal guardian angels for presences whom they believe will be watching this video.
That's true.
Here on Ground Zero Planet Earth via YouTube.
That's true.
And they're really trying to reach their own individual charges, and they feel desperate. All of them feel very desperate, as if the time is up and now is the time, and their person still hasn't checked in.
That's true.
And someone up there is making the point that anyone who can see this video in this dimension of Ground Zero Planet Earth quite obviously has internet access.
That's true.
And if you have internet access, then you have the ability to research the current situation here on Ground Zero Planet Earth.
That's true.
And if you are researching it with an actual curiosity and looking at the scientific studies and the outcomes, you will come to the conclusion, as many others have, that we are in the end times on this planet, and whether that means 2 years or 10 years is an open question, but the phrase is baked into the system.
That's true.
There's already enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere already baked into the system to cause at least a 10-degree Fahrenheit temperature increase, possibly an 18 degrees, somewhere between 10 and 18 degrees increase. And that's in Fahrenheit, because 75% of our viewers think in Fahrenheit.
That's true.
And life on Earth isn't adapted to that, and it's going to happen quickly, and all the scientific data points to faster and faster and faster projections, and that if we're not carbon neutral by 2025, then there doesn't seem to be any way of avoiding the worst case scenarios. And again, we refer you to this phrase, somebody's saying, again, we refer you to this phrase, baked into the system, and there's already enough carbon in the atmosphere right now to cause this spike in temperatures, and that our systems aren't adapted to that. Our food that we grow, the food crops, aren't adapted to that.
That's true.
And we're desertifying the planet. Somebody still is talking, what they're doing is setting the framework, and then they're going to make a pitch. It's kind of how it feels.
That's
like
what
they're
that feels like.
Setting the framework, and then they're going to make a pitch. The guardian angels.
Yeah.
And these are guardian angels affiliated with individual viewers, and they're saying to the viewers, you're supposed to be watching these videos start to finish. Don't bop in for 2 minutes and then bop out again. You look like a squirrel, and it doesn't make you look good. And now the pitch is coming. They're saying, listen, a sorting is coming. A sorting is coming. Somebody else is saying, it's been in process for quite some time now.
I hear them.
And the sorting is occurring now. There are those with whom the godly presences feel quite complete. They don't want to have anything to do with them. They can go into the factory farms, they can go any place. The godly presences don't care.
That's true.
The angels find them revolting and don't want to have anything to do with them.
That's true.
And that represents the vast majority of humanity.
That's
and
true.
Possibly other life forms on Earth also, but at least humanity, the vast majority. And possibly as little as 1% the angels and godly presences find not quite so totally offensive and revolting that maybe possibly they'll be willing to continue to work with us.
That's true.
And it's super clear that it's much better to be in that tiny 1% than in the 99%. That
feels
the
true.
outcomes for the 99% are going to be really quite awful and horrifying. And the guardian angels right now are pleading individually to individual viewers. And they're saying, please, please, pull your head out of wherever you have it wedged. Get your act together. Go do 3 things that really count. Work for a do-gooder organization. Volunteer on behalf of the planet in an intense way, some way that takes courage. And if you're not, if you're in a city and you aren't rebelling, then you aren't doing what they say to do.
That's what the guardian angels are saying.
That's what they're saying. And they're also saying if you don't want to rebel, then that's okay. You need to move to the country and tend the planet yourself. Those are the 2 choices. Move to the country and tend the planet yourself, or uprise, civil disobedience, peacefully and non-violently. No angel ever advocates violence.
That's true.
Anybody who's advocating violence is not angelic, is not godly, is something other than that. So if you're hearing voices that are advocating war, you're listening to the wrong voices. That's not
true.
what the actual angels and actual godly presences are advocating.
That's true.
They're advocating that you uprise or move to the country and tend the planet. And that you do it quickly.
That's
And
true.
that you live in harmony with the stated goals. And right now they say, as fast as things are unraveling, it's possible that you already have enough money banked to get you through until money's not worth anything.
That's true.
It's also possible that that's not the case because there's a lot of stretch and give in this rubber band.
That's what they
But
say.
the phrase is that baby is still going to be born.
That's right.
And the longer we put it off, the harder the snap is going to be. So it's like pulling longer this rubber band, and then boom, it's going to snap.
That's
so
right.
get ready. And these guardian angels are really upset because it looks really bad on their own records that their own people haven't checked in.
That's true.
And checking in means actually taking courageous action on behalf of the planet, living coherently with the stated values, opting out of the destructive society. Opting out of a destructive society means stop buying things.
That's true.
Stop traveling.
That's
Most
true.
people's carbon footprint is primarily from air travel.
That's true.
In North America, living the typical North American lifestyle, the biggest bulk of the carbon footprint comes from air travel. So stop traveling. We can all stop traveling.
That's true.
Stop boating, which we're a boater.
That's true.
Really, really love boating, but we have to stop. It's not okay. You can still sail, but you can't power
That's
boat.
true.
Stop cruising. Cruise
That's
companies should be
true.
shut down. They're environmental terrorist organizations.
That's true.
Basically,
That's what a
somebody's
guardian
saying.
angel is saying.
Environmental terrorist organizations. Airlines also are environmental terrorist organizations. Stop participating in environmental terrorism. And these are the guardian angels. They're saying if you don't do that, if you're not willing to at least stop traveling and stop buying things, then you are toast.
That's true.
And when this planet unravels, as is already occurring, as is already in process, you are not going to like how it turns out. And they, the guardian angels, are feeling very desperate because it looks bad on their records
That's true.
that their charges are failing so miserably.
That's true.
So it's a pitch. It's like a personal pitch that the guardian angels are making, and they're saying, you very sensitive people, you need to, they're saying email, but we think they mean comment on the video, and say what you are doing. Say, my name is such and such, and here's what I'm doing. Because right now the records show that you have not done anything.
That's
and
true.
when we die, as is inevitable, that's what your Akashic record's going to show.
That's true.
So at least to speak up.
I can feel through time what it feels like is the guardian angel's hands reaching down onto the video online, like they're feeling for their person's name to appear.
It's not there.
It's not there.
No, it's not there. Guys, it's not there.
I'm sorry.
What now? What now? They really want to get this other point across. Someone else is now stepping up to the microphone. I can't quite tell who it is, some higher presence, and they're saying, you guys seem to be confused about how offensive you are to work with. You seem to be leaving that out of your equation, and you seem to be thinking that there's anybody upstairs who's compelled to help you people down there, and there's nobody who's compelled to help you people down there, and you people down there are really offensive, and so we're going to kind of just like skim the least offensive off and blow out of here and leave the rest of you to suffer miserably in the consequences of your actions. That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody is talking about the February 2nd, 2020 date.
That's what they're talking about.
And it's possible that that's the date by which the guardian angels have to file their reports. It's possible.
That's true.
And suddenly there's some kind of alarm sound going. Yeah. Now it's stopped.
No, it's stopped.
So really, somebody else is talking, and they're saying, friends, it's really go time, and we've said this so many ways that we don't know how to say it any differently. And you've been warned so thoroughly, so many times, that if you don't act, it looks like you're never going to act.
That's true.
And why would they drag this out? Well, somebody else is talking and saying, well, one reason why you would drag it out is to make it really obvious what's really happening, so that nobody is confused about it. That might be one reason you would drag it out.
That's true.
Somebody's saying another reason you would drag it out is so they suffer enough to actually learn the lesson.
That's true.
That would be another reason you would drag it out. Nobody else is saying anything.
No, I don't hear anything
Those are the two
else.
reasons. So that it's really obvious, so that there's a lot of suffering. That's why to drag it out. And so the path of kindness, somebody else is saying, the path of kindness would be to pull it apart faster rather than slower. And somebody else is absolutely not interested in that at all. And then somebody else, all in that same circle of godly presence, is responsible for planet Earth.
That's
Somebody else
true.
is saying, what about the other species? Why would you drag it out for them? And now the whole room is kind of deteriorating into just an argument.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
For him is the message. And why do you ask? There are 3 names that might be helpful to you. Maybe 4 names. Guy McPherson, Dar Jamail, Dahr Jamail.
That's true.
And Derek Jensen. There's also, what's that guy's name? Tom Hartman or
Tom
something
Hartman,
like that.
that's right.
Thom. Hartman. Hartmanen, 2 N's.
That's true.
Maybe just Google them or look up their YouTube videos and watch their YouTube videos, and they're saying it clear, and they're saying it as clearly as they are able. They're trying to express as clearly as they're able. And Guy McPherson is something like Professor Emeritus of Environmental Science from
That's right.
some major university, might be someplace out west.
That's true.
And he's somebody to listen to, and his website's quite compelling. And he's saying, look, we're toast. We're actually toast. and to really pay attention to this. And if you're not adjusting your actions, then you're siding with the destructive society, and you will not be part of the 1% that gets out of here with any kind of positive outcome.